Cleveland Clinic, Florida provides individualized treatment plans for excellent outcomes of health problems ranging from the most common to the most complex, even in cases considered untreatable by others. Cleveland Clinic, Florida. Every life deserves world-class care.
It's the Untitled Chapter Podcast, precious jokers.
We don't care, we're about to swear on the air. It's the after the show, so tune in if you dare. KVJ, get risque every single day. It's uncensored. We can say what we want to say.
Here we go. Welcome to the Tuesday KVJ After the Show Podcast. Yeah. Yesterday we got a pretty cool email Maggie had sent in. I love that question. Why should we interview you? And we've got some pretty cool emails that have come to us. And Maggie had said yesterday, she said, here's reason number why you should interview me. My great-grandmother survived the Titanic sinking in 1912, and her survival story is incredible, and some people even consider her a hero because of what she did that night.
Wow.
We want to know, did they really play music until they died?
Right. Did the little orchestra keep playing as the boat was going down?
The movie makes it seem like they were playing until... And I got to tell you, I love music. I don't think I'm playing until the very last second.
Hell no.
Yeah.
I'm definitely getting in a boat with the women and children.
I'm not giving one last song to the world. I'm trying to fucking survive.
Thank you.
Yeah. So we will get that coming up here and just a bit on the KVJ After the Show podcast. Let me see. I got an email here who somebody thinks I need weed. It's from Jacob. He said, I heard the recent ATS about unwinding with some vodkas after a stressful day at work. You blame having to run the board and be in control for the stress, but let's be honest here. You work with a bunch of animals. One that had a gun put in your face just for fun, and someone that comes to work dressed like a 6-year-old.
Fuck this guy.
This guy.
The opening of the podcast even opens by ripping on your eyes, and you go home to a wife that is wearing face masks she found on the ground. I see why you have zero fight left in you. Someone give this man a joint before he blows a gasket.
That email's very spot on.
Yes. Okay.
Get that man a Wonder joint.
Yeah, that's
Well,
it.
that man knows people, so when he wants a joint, don't you worry. He'll have a joint in a matter of minutes.
If Kevin ever decides to go down that road, the beginner kit he gets is going to be amazing.
He'll be well taken care of. Probably never have to purchase.
You probably, honestly, not for a while, you wouldn't.
You could even get like a really strong habit, and I feel like you would never have to purchase.
I just don't see Kev being a person that smokes all the time.
No, he'd be normal, and he would be like responsible about it.
So annoying?
Annoying.
No, just kidding.
Never know. One of these days. One of these days.
Baby's a real pot curious.
Yeah.
It does relieve stress, I'm telling you. Mm-hmm. Panda swears by
Just
it.
make sure you have all of your munchies ready to go. If you have your health munchies ready to go when you get them, you go right into your health food and you're good.
That's true. Yeah.
You just have to go on the front end.
Yeah.
If you're concerned about that.
Well, that would be interesting to see because that would be an odd effect of it because, I live by calorie restriction. I watch how many calories I put in my body, good or not, and I don't put the bad stuff really in anymore. And that would be it. If I every time I did it, then I get hungry and I'm eating more. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm putting on weight. That would be the problem for me. I'd be like, I can't do this because I'm packing on the pounds.
I know a health nut. He's a pothead health nut, if that even makes any sense. He gets up super early, makes all of his meals, so they're ready to go. So when he does get stoned and gets the munchies, he attacks his chicken or his rice, and he works out. He swears by all the recovery time with the working out with the weed. Yeah, he really believes in that.
Yeah, I guess that'd be the factor because I only do 2 regular meals a day. That's like 4 days out of the week. And so, if I added a third or something like that, then the pounds will come.
And I agree with Angie in the chat room. Healthy munchies sound depressing as fuck. Yeah, they do. But for a guy like Kev.
Right.
You'd actually be a great pothead because you'd be organized. You wouldn't go crazy with the munchies.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. It'd be for the true benefits, the medical benefits that come from it.
Well, when you're ready to dance with the Green Devil, you know who to call.
Okay. To me, it's all about the stress stuff, and that's the reason why I'll go home and have a little bit of vodka to kind of like loosen up, because you feel a little tense, you have a little vodka or something like that, you loosen up. And I saw this too. They're starting to realize more and more about stress and how bad it is, and they found that working more than 55 hours a week increases the risk of death from heart disease and stroke, and that's typically what you see with the stress. Is it will cause heart disease and strokes. And that's why what I had read about having the one drink a day, it greatly lowers your chances of heart disease and strokes because of that tension, stress. We're in a society now where you're always available, you're feeling like you're always working, or you got some kind of pressure on you. And so that's why they're saying you got to be very mindful. In fact, I think it's like Stress Awareness Day someday this week, or maybe even today, where they just want people to be mindful and pay attention to how often you're stressed, how intensely you're stressed, and for how long, and realize that's bad for your body.
I think we missed a stressful day, and I was going to send you an idea for that, and the fact that I didn't stressing me out.
Yes.
We're not aware of Stress Awareness Day. That is truly ironic.
We were, but then we forgot, and then it's stressing me out.
I think that if Kevin were to just dabble slightly, I think he would find that he enjoys it more than alcohol.
Yeah. I mean, I know you like alcohol, and there's no reason why you can't live in both worlds. I'm not saying you gotta, know, cannonball it all the time.
Right.
You're smoking a doobie and drinking a drink. It's called cannonball.
Yeah. I would probably during the week, just do the little gummy or whatever it is to reduce the stress. And on the weekend, I enjoyed just sipping tequila.
All of a sudden, I go over to Kev's house for a meeting, and we're painting together. We're listening to cozy music.
You would love that.
That'd be fucking great. Oh, yeah. You shitting me? It'd be amazing.
Painting.
I love paint. I'm terrible at painting, but I love to do it. Especially with a buzz, whether it's weed or alcohol, just painting is very, very relaxing.
Mm-hmm. Another interesting story popped up yesterday. I was watching the news. They have another case of that Havana syndrome at the White House. It's a mysterious illness. It's been striking people. They noticed symptoms of vertigo, nausea, headaches, brain injuries, and piercing directional noise. 2 cases were reported soon after the election, with one person having to seek medical attention.
Oh, my.
No word on who or what might be causing these issues. Some are labeling it as the Havana syndrome.
Man, I have a lot of those symptoms.
Chemical warfare or whatever kind of warfare this is. That's what some people are saying.
I got vertigo, and there's this beeping thing I can't find. I keep hearing it. It's only at my house, so I'm assuming it's a house thing. But shit, a lot of those symptoms sound suspect.
Engineer Keith had sent some stuff about it on Stuff You Should Know and Science Verse. And he said, long story short, it's probably mass hysteria, but it could be some unknown weapon. It's more than likely just in their head. And I had even heard, too, maybe as a communications device, they just had cranked up too high, and there could be some kind of gamma rays. I mean, we don't even think about this, but you think about cell phone towers, signals, everything else that we're using, wireless communications, Bluetooth, all that stuff is zipping through your body and your brain. I mean, we got so many gamma rays and everything else that's going on.
It can't be good.
Right.
Sea lice can't take me down, but I do think the gamma rays are bringing it.
Mm-hmm. I think we need to do that sea lice experiment where we really get some sea lice and try to get it on you and see what happens.
I'm fucking ready, dog.
Engineer Key said the thing that makes me think it's hysteria is that the symptoms aren't consistent between those who suffered. But they do keep reporting the cases, and they're saying it's a mystery, and they don't know if, again, there seems to be a lot of this talk about, are there other governments that have secret weapons we don't know about? That's been the whole talk with the UFO stuff.
Yeah, but even with the UFO stuff, you know the field that you're in. Yeah, maybe another country can do it slightly different. That's going to change how science works. You know what I mean? You know how these ships and airplanes and jets fly, and you know what's possible.
Well, you're always wondering, do they have technology that we don't? Because that is the big race game that's always been going on. It started, with the atom bomb, then the race to space, and now everybody's trying to develop the new weapon.
But didn't we know that was all going down, though? I mean, the fact that we knew a version of some bullshit was going down.
Yeah, I don't know. Has a country ever been truly surprised? Like when we unleashed our stealth bombers and stealth technology. Where other countries like, oh crap!
What the fuck is this?
Right, look at what they got.
Yeah, like I get you can do something like a Pearl Harbor where you take someone by surprise, but when you have something of technology where you can't even conceive it, you're like, what the fuck is that? I think it's out of this world when it gets to that point. Don't ruin my alien, my UFO.
Did you ever watch the 60 Minutes UFO segment?
I did not. I completely did not. I fucking forgot.
Okay.
You would like it.
I know. I'll do it today.
You got to watch not 60 Minutes from Sunday, but also go back and watch CBS Sunday Morning. Both of their news programs that they air on Sunday got into the whole alien thing and made it very interesting.
I usually do my prepping for Weird and Whatever on Tuesday and Wednesday, so that's going to be a big topic tomorrow. I'll pull some clips and we'll delve into that. Okay. Yeah, I love it. If you want to listen, Virginia, it starts at 6 p.m.
I'll tune in.
You liar.
Okay, we got another great mystery here, the one about the Titanic in 1912. I was talking about that yesterday, that there was a novel that had come out, I think it was a couple years before. It was about an unsinkable ship called the Titan, and they're like, wow, how weird that the Titanic would happen right after. Almost the same name, pretty much the same premise, same story. And Maggie had said that her great-grandmother survived the Titanic. The story's incredible. Even considered her a hero because of what she did that night. Maggie is on with us. Hello, Maggie.
Hi, Kevin.
Hello. I'm so fascinated to hear what had happened here. How old was your great-grandmother when she was on the Titanic?
She was only 22 years old.
Wow.
Old enough to really remember it. What kind of things did she say about when she first realized there was something going on? How were they handling it? How were they making announcements? What was it like trying to get into one of the lifeboats?
Well, the thing is, she died in 1950, so I never got to meet her, and not even my dad got to meet her. But she was a third-class passenger, and the third-class passengers, they wouldn't let them up to the upper decks because they wanted all the first and second-class passengers to get to the lifeboats first.
Whoa.
So one of my relatives actually told me that a crew member had to show her a way to the upper deck by crawling through the ventilation system.
Wow, that's crazy. Yeah. So in the movie, when they lock all the third-class people down below, that's really how it went down?
Yeah. One of her crew members, the cabin mate, was talking about how everyone was banging on the gates trying to get out.
Oh, my gosh.
Barely got out. If it wasn't for that one crew member she ran into that showed her the way to the upper decks, she wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be here.
Wow.
I'm so shocked people treated people terrible back in olden times.
Right?
I mean, but you watched the movie and you saw it go down like that and you were like, gosh, I hope that's not true to life, but then it is.
It was.
Damn.
Yeah.
Wow. Now, you said in here that some people consider her a hero because of what she did that night.
So she actually got onto the very last lifeboat to successfully leave the Titanic. It left at 2:10, and the Titanic sank by 2:15 a.m. And as her lifeboat was leaving, there was a man with two little boys, and they wouldn't let him on the lifeboat because he was a man. It was women and children only. And so she took the boys from him and agreed to care for them on that lifeboat as he, went and sank the ship.
Damn.
Oh, my God.
Fuck the man, Kevin.
It was a 2-year-old boy and a 4-year-old boy. They only spoke French. She did not speak French. And so as the ship was sinking, there's chaos. There's screaming of people drowning. And she just held them close and just sang to them to comfort them. As the ship was sinking, she didn't know what else to do. So that's what she did.
How gut-wrenching is that? You hand off your kids knowing you'll never see them again. You're the kid. You know that you're never going to see your dad again.
Did you?
I don't think they're old enough to register it. they were only 2 and 4. They couldn't comprehend, and kind of thank God that they couldn't.
I wonder at 4. Do you think at 4 the 4-year-old would know or have any kind of idea?
Yeah, you would know. I think you would.
Think he would. Oh, yeah, because years later, they found her in Brooklyn where they were living, and they went and paid her a visit. So obviously it stuck with them what she did that night, because years later they just showed up at her door to thank her for what she did.
When she sang to them to comfort them, did she sing in French?
She probably sang a little Irish tune.
Okay.
Voulez-vous coucher avec moi ce soir?
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one to sing. Did she say anything about what it was like? Were people panicking? Was there a lot of screaming? Did you actually have the band playing on the deck as the Titanic went down?
The band playing was real. Pretty much everything that happened in the movie was real. I know Jason always hates on that movie, but everything that was portrayed was pretty historically accurate. The band was there. There was mayhem. It was complete chaos, of course. It all happened so quick. By the time it hit the iceberg, the Titanic sank in less than 3 hours.
Wow. The band kept playing until they died, basically?
Pretty much. They were dedicated.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know if they ended up dying, surviving. I'm not sure.
Were there a lot of people that were, obviously she was crawling through the ventilation system to get there. Did she say anything about people trying to shove people out of lifeboats? And was that kind of chaos happening? Because today, the way our society is, couldn't you just see people picking up people and body slamming them over the side of a lifeboat to get in and not even caring?
I don't think there was people like fighting over. They were letting the women and children go first. I think they were more prideful back then, and they were letting the women and children go. So I don't know if there was as much fighting as there was just chaos of everyone trying to find a boat.
Can you imagine what the heck would happen today? We can't even get ourselves on an airplane.
I know.
Without requiring somebody to wear a mask without people losing their marbles.
Oh, Virginia.
And I think about my great-grandpa waiting for her in New York. It's not like he can just text her like, hey, I heard about the sinking. You okay? Like, what was that like for them? How did they find their way back to each other? She didn't tell that part. She was super traumatized after. She barely talked about it.
Wow.
And understandably so.
I can see Virginia all drunk. Sorry, man, but you guys gotta wait. Women and children first, bitches. I can hear that. I can hear it. I can hear it on the ocean.
You can't hear nothing.
Did she?
Yeah, we should go alone.
Did she mention anything? Because I am kind of curious. When they got to shore, communication happened a lot more slowly. They didn't have the internet and your CNNs and Fox News and all that.
Yeah.
Did they know when they arrived to shore? Were people waiting and be like, oh my gosh, these are survivors of the Titanic? Or
there were people waiting with aid. I think like the Red Cross was waiting for them to supply them aid because a lot of people were injured.
You know, if that happened today, there'd be people there all over filming and seeing everybody and trying to capture their own footage of somebody that had been on the Titanic.
Oh, people would be dying, but still doing selfies to get it on the Instagram. It'd be way different.
Live.
Yeah, you're right. They'd go live.
Okay, so they did have some medical people waiting for them when they finally did get to shore, but it wasn't like mass hysteria and everybody had come out to see the Titanic survivors.
I don't think so, no.
Okay.
But I think there's a lot of people looking for their loved ones. I mean, over 1,500 people died and only 700 survived.
Wow.
So, yeah, it's huge numbers.
Crazy, crazy, crazy. Was there any mementos that survived with your great-grandmother that the family still has today?
She didn't throw anything in the ocean, did she?
I actually have the blue diamond. No. There's nothing that she passed down. I mean, when she came to America, she was a poor Irish girl. She didn't have anything. She had a third-class ticket, so she didn't really have anything to pass down. I have some of my grandmother's jewelry, her daughter, but nothing from the Titanic.
Wow.
It's a great story. I love it. And you're a very great storyteller.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Cool. And we'll be talking to your sister tomorrow, who was a police officer that. Yeah, she's an undercover prostitute in downtown West Palm. So can't wait to hear that.
We got siblings here going back-to-back stories.
Yeah, they are. They got the fascinating family they got here.
A little competition between sisters.
Oh, we're serving it up because we almost didn't exist.
That's crazy to think about.
Yeah, I have an existential crisis on a regular basis. 5 minutes. Maybe 5 minutes later, none of us would be here.
Damn.
Wow. Yeah, Engineer Keith in the chat room had said that there were some crew members that knew the boat was in the process of sinking, and they were telling the passengers, and the passengers wouldn't believe them because the Titanic at that moment was sinking so slowly. You wouldn't even know. You'd be like, oh, right, yeah. They'd be like, no, the boat is sinking, and they're like, that's not sinking.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
I'm having my caviar.
Because that would be a great joke, wouldn't it? You would think that somebody's messing with you. You're on a boat that they kept touting as unsinkable. And, of course, the crew's like, oh, the boat's sinking. Yeah, right, it's sinking.
Now, what do you say to the naysayers? Like a metal beer Dick in the chat room, he's saying, I'm going to take this story with a grain of salt. Previous stories weren't true. What do you say to the naysayers?
Go ahead and Google Mary Kelly Titanic survivor and let me know what you find. And I posted some TikToks about it, about like my family tree.
Ooh.
It's at MAGS 2792. If you wanted to go look into that more, but I posted about my family tree and a lot more information about Mary Kelly.
I love it.
MAGS 2.
Yeah, it comes up, Mary Kelly.
2792.
Yeah, did you find me?
Yeah, we found you.
We're looking it up.
This is cool. Thank you.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Very cool. Thank you so much for coming on, Maggie.
Yeah, and even if you are catfishing us like the other people, you told a great story.
She feels legit.
I believe you.
And my
Okay.
story's cooler.
Yeah, that is great. Thank you very much, Maggie. I'm always fascinated by that story.
You guys got to check out that. They do it in real time. It's on YouTube, and someone did one of those 3D models, and it shows the Titanic hit the iceberg, and then it shows how in real time what goes down. Little notes come up. Go at this time it's 9:38, and the fire starts in the back of the.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
Yeah.
It's done on a computer.
Yeah, it says here that Mary Kelly was one of 710 who survived.
Wow.
So more died than survived.
But what a cool story! You could look up all the survivors and then just tell a story. Yeah, my dad Bob Evans he was on the Titanic. Look it up. I believe her story. I believe the JFK story too, from a couple weeks ago.
Okay.
Did you guys not believe that one?
I heard a lot afterwards that, look, I think she believed it when she told us, but a lot of people have said that didn't happen.
Fuck.
But, I mean, you believe what your family tells you. Look at you, Pennington.
Well, don't
think of all the things that your mom told you that you come in here and say.
Don't ever talk about my family on the air again.
I know what I believe.
No, you're right.
I believe your dad's a DILF.
Well, that's true. As long as you don't call him, what did you call him, a wet daddy? What did you call him the other day?
Juicy daddy.
Juicy daddy. Do not ever talk about my dad like that.
Well, DILF wasn't making you squirm enough.
Juicy daddy does.
A question or a comment that somebody texted into us. We're talking about the alien specials, the UFO at least. And I don't know if it's alien, but about technology, what countries have and how they try to hide those secrets. And this text said, my son's an engineer. He said that we have technology that no one in the world has. And when we help our allies, we only give them maybe 20% of what the U.S. has. That's not to say our enemies also have good technology themselves, but they really do everything they can to try to keep it. That's why
they're right.
Area 41 is, they say they will shoot you if you cross this, no questions asked, because that's how tightly they're guarding that. You don't get a trial. Like if you're like, hey, I'm going to scale this fence, see what happens. They tell you what will happen. We will shoot you dead. No court is going to convict us. You're not going to win a trial or anything like that. We're letting you know.
The U.S. military, they know what's out there. And I don't think that there's anything out there that's so over the top where they'd be like, Russia's doing that? They know. Yeah. What the fuck, guys? Nothing?
I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine.
No, I think we've got the best military on the planet.
Mm-hmm. Are you sure?
I'm not sure of nothing, but what I am sure of is that even if you were number 1, number 2, number 3, you know what's out there. You know what technology can do. You know what science is out there. you could maybe have something that's a little bit different or a little bit better, but to the point where you're doing crazy shit that no one's ever seen before, out of this world stuff.
Well, I think you can. I mean, when you split the atom, that at that time was probably like, whoa, wait, what? You're splitting an atom for this? That's kind of crazy. That's something we hadn't thought of.
You don't know what you don't know.
That's true.
What I'm saying is the U.S. will know, though.
You don't know that.
I don't know. But you don't know either, so...
I don't know. I'm saying I don't know, and you're like, well, it's got to be close. No, it don't have to be close. You have no idea what you don't know.
Yeah, I'm going to shut the fuck up. Because I'm repeating the same thing, and you're definitely not going to get it.
Sorry, I misspoke. Area 51 is what I meant. All right, let me see here. We got other emails. One... If you're watching the video version of this podcast, you'll be able to see this. Somebody thinks Jaybird might have a lookalike that they noticed. That is a photo of Jaybird from a show that we had done. You can see him there with the hair,
from today,
and with the hat, and with the face. And they said, have you ever seen, was this Shrek?
There's a few of these pictures going around of people saying what I look like.
I can't remember. Was that Prince Charming? Is that who that was in that? I can't remember. It's been a while since I'd seen that one.
I don't know.
So you got the original Jaybird right there.
Metal Beard Dick said something earlier. He goes, Jaybird looks like this one character. I'd never heard it. I Googled it, and fuck, he was right.
And then there. Yeah, so I don't know. What do you think about that?
It's just because I've got the bell hair going right now. It's starting to shape like a bell.
Yes. If we could put you in that same kind of red hat.
Girl, you know about humidity and how it will fucking just frizz you out.
I do, girl.
Lord Farquaad. Okay, thank you. I believe is it. Okay.
That's funny.
If you know that, you can do a comparison, Jaybird versus that.
There's a lot of different characters I'm looking like these days.
Mm-hmm. Let me see. Comments about the worst song ever. Boca Steve had said, I was eating at Five Guys Burgers and two of the absolute worst songs came on. George Harrison's Got My Mind Set on You, and then it was followed up by The Doors' Riders on the Storm. Just horrible.
Hate Riders on the Storm with a passion. I do like Mind Set on You. I got my mind set on you. I got my mind set on. That's a good song. That's fun.
I think it's so objective for the most part when you're talking about terrible songs, because I think about ones that I don't like. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Like Kokomo by the Beach Boys. I just can't stand that
song.
song.
You hate that song. You hate that song like I hate the one by All Star. Mine is well been walking on the sun.
Yeah, and I can see that.
I hate that song.
I could see that.
But people love that song. Work. People love it. So what makes me hate it, but it makes someone else love it?
Yeah.
It's weird.
Growing up, I hated Steve Winwood's Higher Love. I don't
know
why.
That song. Gosh,
I don't even know why I hate it. It was so massively popular, and I'm like, why do I hate this song so much?
It's just that like a Higher Love made me feel like I just drank a bunch of milk. I'm in a hot shed, and I need to clear my throat for whatever reason. It makes me hot and sticky.
Yeah.
Higher Love. Valerie's another one by him.
Yeah, he had a few, so there was some there. Yeah, somebody else said Tub Thumping.
Oh, is that Pissing the Night Away?
Yes.
Oh, well, it's pissing me off. I hate that song.
Yeah, I think it is to some extent subjective. You'll maybe find something, it's a good song. But yeah, maybe there are just a cluster of songs that a majority of people, they just hate.
Yeah, see, Panchita hates the Pina Colada song. I love that song. Although that song is shit. When you really, it's so good, it's so dated.
I was tired of my lady.
Yeah, it's so dated. I like it, though.
Uh-huh. Let me see here. Okay, is there anything else that we got to cover here today? I think we're pretty good.
I think people want to hear us do a little Kokomo.
Oh, they did? Okay, why don't you kick it off?
Jamaica, ooh, I want to take you to
Bermuda, Bahama, come on, pretty mama, Key Largo, Montego, baby, where we go?
I'm waiting for Kevin to come in here.
A song, why do you think I know a song I hate? I haven't committed that damn thing to memory.
I know songs I hate. I know about that boom, boom, bah. I know about boom, boom, wow. And I hate that song.
Yeah, no, somehow I freed my mind of that song.
You guys hate Boom Boom Pow, don't you? Or can you stomach
It's
that?
cringy. You know, there are some songs that you hear. I'm hesitant to say that I put them in the I hate that song category, but there are lines that for whatever reason are cringy. And there's a lot of the Fergie versions of Black Eyed Peas songs that are cringy. The people in the place.
It's just so rough. 2008.
Yeah, and they're just some songs that for whatever reason a line makes you cringe.
It doesn't hold up well.
Yeah.
It hasn't aged well.
Sometimes Katy Perry can have a line where I'm going, oh, cringe fuck.
There was a song by Survivor I remember back in the day. The line would always make me like, cringe. It was, I'm higher than a kite. You know I'm getting hooked on your love. Yeah. Every time I heard that line, I'm like, I'm higher than a just kite. Imagine if you actually said that, like you're looking in a girl's eyes like going, I'm higher than a kite. I know I'm getting hooked on your love. She'd be like, motherfucker, please.
That's rough.
Dude, what did you just say?
That is littered with cheese
You
dick.
need to drop that on Kim.
Oh, she would be
and record it.
She would slap me, and I would be like, I deserve that.
I mean, that is such a cheese dick line.
Oh, it is such. Oh, I can't hear that. Just like, oh, I just cringe.
I like going through those old songs and listening to those cheesy lines, the cheese dick ones.
Yeah, it's I always think about Starship. Knee deep in the hoopla.
That is our karaoke jam.
What is knee deep in the hoopla?
We wore our welcome out when it came to We Built This City by Star. We did that every karaoke, and people weren't feeling it like we were, dog.
Not everybody loves the Starship like we do.
Especially Kevin. And he's in charge, and he wasn't feeling it.
I love it.
I do, too. And energy comes out.
Jamie had said Katy Perry's Daisies. That song disappeared fast, didn't it? Remember that?
Because it was so comical.
It was stupid.
Yeah.
Didn't she name her kid Daisy?
I think.
I think she
But
did.
That song was so intense.
If we ever look back and be like, whatever happened to Katy Perry's career? We may be like, Daisies.
Yeah.
Daisies.
How awkward if you're Katy Perry's kid and you realize
you killed your mom's
career.
You're right, man. That was hot on RMF for about 3 weeks, and then it went away.
Well, because I think they thought it was a no-lose. It's Katy Perry. She's just starting her residence. She's on American Idol. She's doing one hit after another, and then Daisies came out. And you're like, it's got to be a hit, right?
Nurse Schmidt's got one that I absolutely hate too, and I love Bryan Adams. But have you ever really loved a woman? Have you really ever loved a woman? Oh,
towards
it's
the tail
bad.
end of his career, he
that's bad.
He fell into some real cheese weenie songs.
cheese dick, yeah.
Yeah, poor guy. He fell on it, man.
And I'm a Bryan Adams fan.
Well, he started off. You listen to his early stuff. It cuts like a knife.
Yes.
It was like the guitar and that. It ain't love. Remember the song he did with Tina Turner?
Oh yeah.
The guitar and that kicks off. You're like, okay.
There's another one called "Do I Have to Say the Words?" Do I have to say the words?
Yeah.
Oh, it's so good. And then
there are a lot of artists that Def Leppard was that way. They started it was young and aggressive. I listened to Def Leppard. I love their early stuff. And their last couple albums after Hysteria, it was so cheesy and terrible.
Bryan Adams, Rod Stewart, and Sting did a song called All for Love.
I remember that. I was just getting into radio. I had to play this from the Three Musketeers soundtrack.
Yes.
It was from a shitty movie, too. It was a shitty song from a shitty movie.
It's one of my least favorite songs of all time. I fucking hate that song.
I remember, I think even it was everybody was over the hump of success. It was where they the artists, the actors, they're all their swan songs together. It really is a phenomenal thing to look into. Because, if I remember right, I'm trying to remember who all was in that movie. It was not the one from 2011.
I just remember they played that song on VH1 all the time. It was those three fucks by the microphone just standing and singing.
Oh, that's right. It was the Three Musketeers movie was Kiefer Sutherland, Charlie Sheen, Chris O'Donnell was in it. And it didn't do anything. It was terrible.
Do you remember that song?
Yeah.
Give us a taste.
No.
All for love.
Yeah, that's always fun.
It is fun.
All right, anything else you want to throw into the mix? You can always get a hold of us, mail@kvjshow.com, mail@kvjshow.com.
People are coming up with some good cringy songs, man.
Well, you know what? Somebody said what I had said, too, that I talk about these bands. They hit a mark where they're creative geniuses and they're awesome. Somebody said Imagine Dragons is like the modern Nickelback. And Yeah, their early stuff, Demons and whatnot, I love them early on. I got to tell you, some of their stuff now, they're starting to feel very Bryan Adams, Def Leppard. They feel like they're heading into that phase, at least for me. I know Jaybird likes the new song.
I do not like Imagine Dragons, but I do like the new song, the one everybody hates.
Yeah, I'm not feeling. I'm just like, oh man, I've just seen this happen in my life too many times, and I'm like, oh man, I think Imagine Dragons is starting to get in that phase of their career.
Look, you are not alone. A lot of people were very vocal. They're vocal right now about that new song. And me and Denny's are the only ones that like it.
Well, what happens after a while, Def Leppard was this way. They sound like they're just doing poor recreations of hits they'd already done. But like I say, poor is the key word because it's just, you can almost hear they're trying the same chord structures and melodies, but it's just like, it's not good.
It's not hitting.
Well, you played that new Green Day song, and I like Green Day a lot.
Yeah.
That Green Day that song sounded like a Green Day song that they did not want on an album that they
10, 15, 20 years ago.
Yeah,
Like there's nothing special about it.
It was an old Green Day.
It was a version of Green Day, but it wasn't as good.
A B-side.
Yeah, it was weird.
A Dookie reject.
You guys thought that too?
Yeah, we totally thought that.
So many bands go through this cycle, and I hate it now. I think I've gotten to the point that I can hear it. I'm like, oh no, please tell me you're not in that phase. Tell me you're not in that phase. I will tell you one thing that was interesting, and this might be even a better move for bands. The Black Keys have been around for a while. If you do listen to rock, they've got a lot of really good songs, and they came out with a new album, and I started listening to it yesterday. It's all kind of like Southern blues. It's so far from anything they've done. It's not going to be a commercial hit at all, but I liked it. It's still good music, and I'm like, I would rather hear a band do that and go completely off the grid and off the map and do something different that it may not be your style, but you recognize, be like, that's good. And I downloaded several of the songs. I played one for you. Remember that? And you said, you know what? If I were just chilling and I was at like a barbecue joint, I wanted to hear some kind of music that fit, you would put it on and be like, this is some good shit. And you'd be like, I love this. And that's what the new Black Keys album is, but it doesn't even fit really with their own music. But I'd rather hear that than them to try to rehash something they'd already done that's 10 degrees less.
Well, people always forget a lot of these bands that have been around for a while that have 3 or 4 albums, they already have a fan base. They're going to always have a fan base. And just because they're not getting hits on the air doesn't mean they're not making money and bringing in audiences, because they are.
They're still getting love.
Well, Jimmy Buffett, when was the fucking last time he had a hit? He's still, bringing people in. Kills it.
And and I even admire some of those artists who say, you know what, I'm done. Billy Joel said in 93, said, I'm done.
Yeah.
And I almost admire those guys who say, you know what, we're done. And I think a lot of bands are saying, we got enough hits. We realize that we're not in that point of creativity in our life. We're not going to make any more good music. We've made it. We're going to perform it now. And that's it. And I even respect that.
Elton John called out Billy Joel for not making, newer music. And I was like, if I was Billy Joel, I'd call Elton John for making shitty new music.
Yeah. Elton John, same thing. He got to a point where his songs, oh my gosh, it doesn't have the feel of Tiny Dancer and all the other ones that he had done. So, dude, at some point, he should have stopped. Yeah, stop. Just stop. Please, stop. That's all we have.
But should someone stop if they love it?
Yeah.
They should.
I think they should. But, what am I to say? I guess you got to keep swinging, right?
You got to keep swinging.
Never know when you're going to get a hit.
If you're a creative person and you get your reason to live from it,
you can't stop.
You can't stop. Or you just shrivel up and die.
Well, like Madonna, people they diss Madonna, but I actually respect Madonna because people are saying, girl, you need to stop. You're like, fuck you.
I'm doing it.
I'm still doing it, yeah.
Hadn't had a good song in 10 years. She's still doing it, though.
Fuck you, I'm still doing it.
Yeah. All right, have a great day.
Cleveland Clinic, Florida provides individualized treatment plans for excellent outcomes of health problems, ranging from the most common to the most complex, even in cases considered untreatable by others. Cleveland Clinic, Florida. Every life deserves world-class care.